Love is easy under sunlight, but true love is proven in a storm. The sky, once a brilliant blue, has turned a bruised, angry purple. Lightning cracks across the horizon, a jagged scar against the darkness. Elena arrives at the ranch, completely drenched, her tears mingling with the relentless rain streaming down her face. She looks broken, fragile, like a storm-tossed bird. "Jake, I can't do this anymore." Her voice is a panicked whisper, nearly lost in the growing roar of the wind. "The town hates me. Your friends, your family. They all think I'm a joke. They look at me like I'm something dirty you scraped off your boot." Jake rushes to her, his face a mask of concern. He pulls her under the slight overhang of the barn roof, trying to shield her from the worst of the downpour. "Let 'em talk, Elena. Who cares what they think? They don't matter." His words are meant to be comforting, but they miss their mark. Elena pulls away, her eyes flashing with a fresh wave of pain. "They matter to you, Jake. They always have, and they always will." A massive clap of thunder punctuates her words, rattling the very ground beneath their feet. She turns, ready to flee back into the storm, back into the night. But he's faster. He grabs her hand, his grip firm, but not rough. "You think I care about them more than you?" His voice is raw, thick with an anger she's never heard before, an anger born of desperation. "You're wrong!" She just stares at him, her heart a confused, aching mess. The rain continues to fall, a curtain between them and the world. Inside the barn, the world shrinks to the sound of rain slamming against the tin roof, and the nervous whinnies of the horses in their stalls. The air is thick with the scent of hay, leather, and the approaching storm. It feels safe in here, a refuge from the chaos outside. Jake's voice is quiet now, a stark contrast to his earlier outburst. "I lost my father because he cared more about what other people thought than his own heart. He chased their approval his whole life and died lonely. I swore I would never make that same mistake." He looks at her, his eyes pleading for her to understand the weight of his words. Elena looks down at her hands, twisting them in her lap. "I'm just so tired, Jake. I'm tired of being the reason people look at you with pity. I'm tired of being the villain in everyone's story." He steps closer, his boots silent on the packed earth floor. "You're not the reason for their hate," he says, his voice gaining strength. "You're the mirror. You show them a strength they'll never have. You walked away from a life that was crushing you, and you built a new one from scratch. They don't hate you, Elena. They fear you because you represent a courage they can only dream of." She looks up at him, and in that moment, something shifts. She realizes his love isn't a fragile, delicate thing, easily broken by gossip and whispers. It was forged in the fire of her own pain, hardened by the very challenges they were facing. It was a fortress. The storm outside intensifies, reaching a furious peak. With a deafening crack, the large barn door bursts open, ripped from its latch by a ferocious gust of wind. Rain and wind howl into their sanctuary, sending hay swirling and spooking the horses. Without a second thought, Jake rushes to secure the panicking animals. Elena is right behind him, her earlier despair replaced by a surge of adrenaline. She grabs a rope, her hands moving with a purpose she hasn't felt in weeks. "Jake, be careful!" she shouts over the gale as he wrestles with the heavy, bucking door. He flashes her a grin, his teeth white against his rain-soaked face. "I've been through worse," he yells back, "but never with someone worth the fight." They work together, a chaotic but effective team. They're soaked to the bone, muscles straining, but a strange, exhilarating energy passes between them. They find themselves laughing, a wild, breathless sound that defies the storm's fury. The tempest outside raged on, but the one that had been tearing them apart from the inside finally began to calm. They were no longer two separate people battling the world, but a single, unshakable force. After what feels like hours, the storm's fury finally softens. The wind dies down to a whisper, and the rain becomes a gentle rhythmic patter on the roof. The barn is bathed in the warm golden glow of a single lantern Jake had lit. Exhausted, they collapse onto a pile of hay, their clothes still damp, their bodies aching. Elena speaks first, her voice soft in the sudden quiet. Maybe you were right. Maybe standing tall isn't just about how high your head is. Jake turns to look at her, his expression serious. It's about never bowing to fear. Not theirs, and not your own. He reaches out, his calloused fingers gently touching her cheek, wiping away a stray drop of rain. A profound silence fills the air, broken only by the soft drip of water from the eaves. In that quiet shared space, surrounded by the sleeping horses and the lingering scent of the storm, their love finally found its voice. It wasn't in grand declarations or passionate speeches, but in a quiet, trembling breath that passed between them. He leans in, and she meets him halfway. The kiss is gentle, real, and as unstoppable as the storm that had brought them to this moment. And there, between the echoes of thunder and the tender glow of the lantern, everything was finally right. Thank you so much for watching our story unfold. If you were moved by Jake and Elena's journey, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more tales of love and resilience. We'll see you in the next one.